So Spider-Man destroys all, and so does the PS4. So this is gonna be a very fun-filled video regarding the NPDs and just overall, just industry issues and pros and cons of it. I shouldn't say pros and cons. That's such a stupid thing to say. Just the good and the bad and the ugly of the industry regarding the NPDs and what I've seen. Also, at the end of the video, I will be talking about my favorite website gaming forum, which is completely, I'm being sarcastic here, Reset Era, and just the silliness in that fucking website. Either way, let's jump this off regarding the NPDs here. So first and foremost, right, Spider-Man managed to hit a number one on the NPDs for all three platforms. That's the PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. So yeah, it really knocked it out the park. It sold 3.3 million units, I believe, within its first day, but it had basically a whole month. So we have no clue as to what it is at the end of the month. It's probably at about 5 to 6 million at this point. So highly successful. You've probably already seen this from other places stating that, Spider-Man is the biggest launch for the PlayStation platform in history, and it just broke all sorts of numbers. And very good for a lot of reasons. It's a single player game, so that's even better. Always good for, single game players, I guess I want to say. Always good. And in general, it just puts faith in just making good games. If you make a good game and you advertise it, you're definitely going to get the fruits of your labor. I think that's really just the point blank period of that. It's going to be the fruits of your labor, period. Same thing happened with this game, Horizon Zero Dawn. Definitely like a passion project, something they stepped outside the box. Sort of like Insomniac did. They never done anything this big before. And they are reaping the rewards. And just in general, they're getting the recognition. So now everyone knows. I mean, I know they did Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that, and the Resistance franchise, but it never quite hit this high. And it's part of the success of the PlayStation platform, and just what the PlayStation platform stands for. It really stands for, the platform of games, and this is why all these games are doing really, really well. Now, in sports, 2K19 has definitely was in second place, just to let you know, and it's smashed a lot of numbers regarding that. It's the best-selling sports game. It's the 5th best-selling game of 2018. It has the higher dollar amount revenue, and just in general, since the whole NPD started, which was in 1995. It's funny because I was looking at YouTube. I was kind of chilling out. Usually that's what I do, and there was a whole bunch of videos of couples where the girlfriend would delete the guy's character, and breakups and stuff like that. Just real niggery shit, to be honest with you. I don't know. I look at the game as being a very nigga type game. If you live on the East Coast, very Philly-esque niggerums and shit like that. I don't know. It's kind of like barbershop type shit. And I don't mean that in any kind of racist thing. It's just kind of a very hood game. And I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. That's how I think about it. That's all I really hear. It's just, yo, man, you play 2K19? Yo, that shit was crazy, dog. Yo, you know what I mean? Yo, I was crossing up. I just never liked that kind of culture, honestly. But good on them. Good on them. Assassin's Creed only had 3 days, and it's on number 3 out of the 10 on the September charts and stuff like that. So it performed better than Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, people want to say that that's in particular growth. I don't think it's necessarily growth. I feel like Assassin's Creed Origins came out when there wasn't that much faith in the Assassin's Creed franchise, and they shook it up and people liked it, and then this game came out and people were like, you know what, I can get down with it. I feel like there was more faith in Odyssey than Origins. Me personally, I don't really like the direction. It's completely fantasy. You're fighting fucking Medusas and shit like that. I'm like, what? Well, you know, I mean, if you just, they should, I don't know. They can't really make a new franchise, I can tell you that much, because the Assassin's Creed name has a lot of weight to it. So, I don't know. I mean, good on them. I don't think that they're going to strike gold again if they do another one, which they said that this is going to be the last one that they're going to do back to back. So expect one in 2020, probably on launch consoles and stuff. It'll probably do good, actually. I don't know if it'll do good as this, but it'll probably do really, really well. Good on them. Good on them. I mean, you know, I gotta clap for them. Horizon 4, not this game, but Horizon, Forza Horizon, actually placed number 7, which that had a few days as well. I think it did really, really well. It did really, really well. That's a proven, damn, fucking got mollywopped there. But anyway, that's a proven franchise, but they're doing that shit like annually too. So, I mean, it's nothing really else to play exclusive wise, and I guess it's a good fun on the Xbox One. I guess it's like a complete hater. It's good for racing games in general because I mean, it kind of steers the racing genre into a certain area that I don't like, because realism, this is taken away from realism and stuff. But it's cool, it's absolutely cool. Like I'm not gonna trip over it. But I mean, good on them. That's the biggest really franchise that they got, and the most the most quality is put into it. I mean, Gears of War is kind of like a, that's to my Microsoft, by the way. Gears of War is kind of like a cycled formula there, so is Halo. I have to take a drink on that. What else do we got here? So there's been news floating around. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, I forgot to say too. Shout out to Tomb Raider. It placed 5th on the top 10 for the NPDs of September. And a lot of people want to say, oh, broke records there and stuff like that. But one of the things that you definitely, because me personally, I have never been a fan of a Tomb Raider game that wasn't made by the defunct Core Design, which is the original PlayStation 1 games. I just can't get down with it. They lost the identity of the franchise completely. There's no original soul that franchise. So I don't really give a hell about it. I don't give a fuck about it. But it placed number 5. It's a multi-platform game, obviously. And people don't know. They're like, oh, it did so much better than what the fuck? The one that came out before it. I don't know what it is. You guys know what it is. I don't even really care, to be honest with you. But to prove my point, how can I put this? That game was launched only on the Xbox One. That, you know what I mean? So it was only one platform, where this one, I believe, I don't know if it's 3 platforms, but even if it was 2, I don't know if it's on PC. But even if it is on 2 platforms, there's 2 platforms, and one of them is outselling all of them. So it doesn't say much about it placing number 5. You know what I mean? I guess it is successful. I've seen a lot of ads for it too, so I can't really get down on that one too. Usually, like, ads definitely gonna sell your game and stuff like that, and it's a pretty solid game. This is the last in their series that they gotta definitely spice it up, because the original Tomb Raiders, you were able to do, like, you know what I mean, it was acrobatics and it was puzzle solving, and I got into like a really big argument with a group of YouTubers stating that, oh, it's so good, the puzzles are so good. It just lost all of the mystic vibes to the game. I don't know what they're trying to do with this feminine, I don't know what the fuck you want to say it. Feminist, that's what I want to say. This feminist attitude, don't really care too much for that one. But anyway, with the success of the PS5 smashing these numbers and, you know, Spider-Man smashing these numbers, this goes to say this. I completely do not believe that the PS5 is going to be released at any point in time in 2019. Point blank, period. There's Ghost of Tsushima, there's possibly Death Stranding, and then last but not least, it's the sequel to the critically acclaimed The Last of Us. There's no way they're going to fucking sabotage that. They're not going to release it. You may hear a little bit of news, no one's going to know the price or whatever the case is. And yeah, there's no fucking way. This completely solidifies my total point. I don't know where people is going saying that they got insider information about the PS5 being released in 2019 or any kind of fiscal anything. And it's not going to be released in fucking spring of 2020 either. You know what I mean? I just can't see it. The likelihood of it being released spring of 2020 is ridiculous. You know, I guess it could actually. You know what? I take it back. It could be 2020. But if Sony knows better, they probably should release it holiday season like they did the other times. I mean, I wouldn't follow the whole Nintendo thing. I wouldn't. I think they were going based off of income tax too. It'd be too expensive for that particular time frame, and I think they need to wait until they get a good amount of games queued up that they have. Probably Horizon Zero Dawn Part 2 and God of War or whatever the fuck they're working on. I don't think that they should be doing that. Absolutely not. Going on to my last topic here. Reset Era. So, one of the things that I noticed about Reset Era, like completely, I fucking hate that website. I hate that gaming forum and its people in it. They are so lucky they got insiders on there. But I hear that they're losing insiders because it's so toxic over there. I believe someone was banned for transphobia. Like total, like where the fuck is the free speech? Like you want to sit there and this is where the outrage culture in gaming comes from. This fucking cesspool. This cesspool. Where is the fucking free speech? Where is it? If somebody doesn't like it, oh the fuck well. Well, you don't ban them for it unless they say something like they want to kill a person that's a transgender person. Or they just really fucking derogatory. But if they outright say I don't like it, I don't really feel comfortable with it, so the fuck what? There's a lot of people don't feel comfortable about a lot of things. What is the problem with this shit? Like I couldn't believe the dude got banned for it. The NPD thread that they have on the forum, there was so many people that were banned on there because of fanboy heroics and shit like that. Now, these people are calling themselves like the pures. They're pure with this shit, which is funny because, oh my gosh, like they left NeoGAF. NeoGAF is where they all came from, and they left there because they said it was a cesspool. They didn't want to support it because the guy supposedly made an advancement to the actual owner of the website. He made an advancement to this chick. And he just showed up naked. They were supposed to be on some kind of friendly meeting. She got a little drunk. She was throwing up in the toilet, and then he came in the room while she was throwing up in the toilet, naked or some shit like that. You got to look at this story. I'm not gonna really go into it. I really don't give a fuck, to be honest with you. But they were all like the Crusaders, and oh, I can't stand him. I can't get down with this. Fuck him and shit, whatever the fuck they were saying, and they all defected that website, saying that how bad NeoGAF was, they had no freedom of choice or whatever the case is, and they all relocated and created their own gaming forum called Reset Era. That and the insiders as well. And there was this whole debacle, and everybody, was yeah, And then they do the same thing here, and there's no excuse here. What a fucking cesspool of a website. I mean, I'm probably gonna make another video in the future about this fucking cesspool. It is an awful website, and it's where all of the toxicity comes from, to be honest with you. But that's all I got for you. Let me know in the comments what you liked, what you disliked about the video, and if you liked it, a sub would be appreciated.